Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Now I thought I would do something that I've been doing lately, which is reviewing a whole series in one video. So we are reviewing the Hayden Family series by Jennifer Millikin. Now this is another independently published cowboy romance series. So if you like supporting indie authors, I would highly suggest you check out Jennifer Millikin. So the first book is The Patriot. I gave this one 4 stars. It was probably my least favorite in the series, but again, I still did enjoy it. So basically, we meet him when he comes back from being in the army. He goes to a party from one of his friends that was in the army. He has like a one-night stand, and then he leaves like really early in the morning before she wakes up, because I think he had like shared some stuff with her that he'd never shared with anybody else. He was kind of like embarrassed or something. She's kind of hurt by that. And then her father is like, hey, we're going up to this small town because I want to put in a bid to buy some property that is on their ranch, and I want to develop it, and I want you to help me. So she goes, she walks into the boardroom, and lo and behold, there he is with his father. So basically, they put in their bid, and her father's like, oh, I want you to actually be the one to develop it and come up with the plan so that we can try to get this deal. So she's like, sure. And she talks to his father, and she's like, I'll send you all that stuff. And he's like, no, don't send it to me. Send it to my son. My son's gonna be the one spearheading this project. So there's a little bit of that. So it kind of makes it interesting and fun. And like I said, I gave this one 4 stars. So I still did really enjoy it. It was just like not my most favorite in the series. The second book in the series is The Maverick. So basically, he is a single dad to 2 kids. And at the beginning of the book, he's actually not divorced, but he is single. He's like separated, and he's never actually wanted to, like, I don't think he really wanted to divorce her. Like, I think he had a hope that maybe, like, they could get back together, it could work out, because she had gone to get some help and some treatment, and that was kind of kept secret from like people in the town, but he knew because he went and like brought her to that facility. And then he gets tasked with showing a Hollywood actress how to like work on a ranch for a movie that she's going to be filming in their small town. And then when he stumbles in on his wife, that he separated from, kissing a guy, he's like, whoa. And then he's like, fine, I will actually sign the divorce papers that you sent. And then he just like slowly moves on, and he moves on with the actress, and they fall in love, and it was just so fun. This is the shortest in the series, so if you want a quick read, I would say this one is fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, give it 4.5 stars. And then we have the third book in the series, which is The Outlaw. Again, gave this one 4.5 stars. So basically, he gets a call, and he is going to go help a friend. But he ends up being drunk, and so he's in his car about to leave when a cop comes and stops him. And is like, hey, like, are you gonna drive? And sort of like, you can't even technically be behind the wheel even if your car's not moving when you're drunk. So she arrests him, and then he gets told he has to do community service. So where does he do community service? He does community service on the ranch that a girl just bought. That we've seen her in the other series. We saw her actually in the first book in the series. And so she makes, now this is her story along with his. So basically, he has to do community service on a ranch that she bought. She wants to make it like a camp where like troubled teens can be sent, and they can learn how to ranch, and they can like maybe no longer be troubled. And she kind of gets inspired by her younger brother, and like the way that he has had issues in school and stuff, and that maybe he could also benefit from this. So she buys the ranch for dirt cheap, and he gets tasked with doing community service on a ranch to help her make it functional. And then it turns out that like a few years ago, they actually slept together, but he was like so drunk that he just didn't remember it. And she was kind of like always hurt by that because she had a crush on him. And then she tells him about that, and they fall in love. And then we may learn that her younger brother is actually not her brother, but her son. So that's very interesting. And if you like little twists and stuff, if you also like a cowboy that just sort of likes to bend the law, but he bends it in like ways that are to help people, and not in ways to skirt the law, but in a way that is like, he's kind of like a hero sort of thing. If you like that, I think you will like The Outlaw a lot. Like I said, it was my favorite in this entire series. And then we have the final book, which is The Calamity. Now this one, again, 4.5 stars is what I gave it. She gets kicked out of college. So she's 21 years old. She gets kicked out of college for having a poker ring and gambling. Like, it's a gambling ring technically, the college called it, and they say it goes against their code of conduct. So she gets kicked out, or she gets kicked out, but like is told like she has to withdraw. They're like, we're not gonna actually like kick you out and have it be marred on your record. You just have to withdraw by the end of the week or something. So she has to withdraw, and then she returns to her family's ranch, and she is trying to convince her father and her brother that she wants to be second in command, because that position is still open, and she wants to help and actually work on the ranch. And they keep saying no, and then eventually they say yes. And it turns out that she meets somebody named Sawyer Bennett. Now she doesn't really know who he is too much. It also helps that she had like a larger age gap between her brothers, and that she came like, I think she's probably like 10 or 12 years younger than the youngest of the Hayden boys. So that creates like sort of an age gap. She is actually 21, like I said, in this book. And so she falls for Sawyer Bennett, who is older. He is actually a widow. I think he might be from the California area. He's a widow after his wife went into the ocean and like, I think she drowned. She may have like committed suicide. I don't really remember that detail. But she went swimming in the ocean as far as we know and then drowned. And so he comes back to the small town that he was in, that his family had like fled pretty quickly after his mother died. And he comes back because I think his like they have some properties that they own or something, that because him and his father have like a business, and so he's coming back to check on that. And then it turns out he just likes being here and being away from California where his wife had died, and then he falls for her. My one thing that I wish we knew is we know her age, that she's 21 and got kicked out of college, but we don't really know his age. I mean, we can assume he's at least like, I would say at least 8 to 10 years older than her, because I think he said he was married for 5 years and that and then she died, his wife. And so I have a feeling like he's like a solid 8 to 10 years older, but they don't say his age or don't even say the age gap as far as I can remember, because I remember getting to the end of the book, I'm like, I want to know his age, or I want to know what the age gap is. So it is an age gap romance. We just don't know like how big of an age gap. I'm just going to go 8 to 10 is what I'm going to assume. So yeah, again, this was probably, I'm trying to think, this one does have a third act breakup, and also if you don't want, and this one as well has third act breakup, both of these do. This one does not. If you want less of a slow burn where they like kind of say I love you within the first half of the book, then I would go for The Outlaw. Again, I think this was still my favorite in the series, although I wish that they had like maybe more said I love you in the third act. I still did enjoy it quite a bit, but if you're somebody who wants to avoid the third act breakup, then I would definitely read the first and third book. But if you're somebody who doesn't mind, then I would say a couple of them do and a couple of them don't. I would say overall my ranking of the series would be 4.5 stars. It is still a great series, and I also love that it's independently published. And if you know me, you know I love reading a lot of indie authors, and there are a lot of great stories out there that aren't on the shelves, and so always scouring TikTok and Amazon is what I like to do. I don't even remember how I discovered this one. I feel like I searched cowboy romance on Amazon, and this is something that came up, and I read some of the description, thought it was great, and bought the whole series. So yeah, I really enjoyed this series. Again, this is the Hayden Family series by Jennifer Millikin, so check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss another brand new video from me. You can follow me at RomanceBLVD on Instagram and Threads, and at RomanceBloward, all spelled out on TikTok. Until the next one, bye!